Darshan Singh is a living example of creative farming practices. His farm is an excellent and a classic case study of integrating poultry, piggery, fishery, and agroforestry with the growing of crops like wheat, rice, vegetables and fodder.
ਬਈ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਲਗ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਿਰਾਸਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਪਿਓ ਦਾ ਵਿਛੋੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੱਥ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਗੁੰਡੀ ਗੋਲੀ ਹੋਣਾ.
He lost his father early in his life and then his left hand fingers during his teenage. But despite these odds, Darshan Singh had to bear the responsibility of taking care of his deaf and dumb mother, 3 brothers and 5 sisters. He left his studies after the 7th standard and purchased 9 acres of land in Hayatpura village of Ludhiana district, Punjab. This was in 1967. He made himself a thatched house and then set about developing his farm. Not possessing any experience in farming, he had to witness the failure of 3 successive crops. These failures, however, made him only more determined. He stood his ground and transformed the barren land into one of the most productive and diversified farms. The most striking point of his creative faculty is putting every resource to its optimum use. There is no term like waste in his dictionary. He put the concept of recycling into practice. For example, poultry manure goes to the pigsty, then waste from pigsty and dairy goes to the fish pond, and water from fish pond to agroforestry plantations and field crops. In his integrated farming system, different animal groups are simultaneously reared side by side with cropping patterns.
ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਮੱਡ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਤੀਜੇ ਦਿਨ ਫੰਗਸ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਟੈਸਟ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਚਲੇ ਗਿਆ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਔਰ ਜਦ ਮੈਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਦੱਸਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਹਾਨੀਕਾਰਕ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੀ.
Once he saw honeybees humming over a heap of pressed mud, a waste product of sugarcane juice. According to his understanding, honeybees would never go to harmful and poisonous things. So it struck him that the stuff could even be used to feed animals. And since he got encouraging results, he now feeds it to fish, pigs, dairy and milch animals. It is the cheapest animal feed, costing only ₹2 per quintal. Later, he got the press mud samples analyzed by experts at Punjab Agricultural University, Ludhiana, and the Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture. Both these institutes approved the use of pressed mud as animal feeds and confirmed that it contained 14% of proteins, 19% of minerals, and 16% of sugar. Pressed mud, according to Darshan Singh, increases the milk yield of cows and buffaloes by 11% and the fat content of milk by 15%. Here is another example of his innovative mind, a floating feed dispenser. He constructed this cost-effective method for feeding fish in his pond. He makes the pigs swim twice a day in the pond, which facilitates aeration of the pond water, besides acting as an exercise. This also improves their appetite, makes them eat more, and gain more weight. Additionally, the excreta discharged during their swimming acts as a rich source of feed for the fish. In fact, it is flushed out from the piggery into the pond. From the year where there was a bumper crop of potatoes, Darshan Singh has been using potato waste as an ingredient of animal feed for pigs, fish, and cattle. The leftover portion of this feed is washed off into the pond water. The productivity of the pond increases due to the better growth of planktons, which are consumed as a natural food by fish. Darshan Singh has planted 1,000 popular trees. These are irrigated by the pond water, containing pond silt and farmyard manure. For his numerous innovations in farming practices, Darshan Singh has been confirmed with numerous awards and honours. Sardar Dhaliwal Best Farmers Award by the PAU in 1997, Jagjeevan Ram Kisan Puraskar by ICAR in 1999, felicitations by the Madhya Pradesh Council of Science and Technology, Best Fish Farmer Award by the Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, and Commendation Certificate by the Himachal Pradesh Agricultural University. Though he left his formal schooling after the 7th standard, Darshan Singh has never stopped learning from his school, the world.
ਹਾਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ, ਫਿਰ ਉੱਚੇ ਮਾਰੂਥਲ ਦੇ ਟਿੱਬਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਡੁੱਬਣਾ, ਫਿਰ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਪਾਣੀੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਤਰਨਾ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ। ਆਪਣੇ ਖਾਤਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ ਜਿਉਣਾ, ਫਿਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਖਾਤਰ ਮਰਨਾ ਸਿੱਖਣਾ। ਜੇ ਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬੋਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਸੱਚ ਵਿਖਾਇਆ, ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਫਟਕਾਰਾ ਨੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉੱਡਣ ਦਿਓ ਵੇ ਸੱਜਣੋ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉੱਡਣ ਦਿਓ ਵੇ ਸੱਜਣੋ, ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਲੰਬੀਆਂ ਡਾਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ